Hello, good morning, and welcome to Promise Resource Network. This is Body, Mind, Spirit. I'm Jane. If you are in the Charlotte area and would love to join us in the For Real Life, please come to 2224 The Plaza. We are set up outside in this beautiful little Zen oasis space of all things fabulous. We've got all the cicadas and we've got the urban sounds around us. So really, we are in the most harmonious part of Charlotte. Just saying. You can even hear airplanes. It's great. So before I begin, I would like to, share with you the welcome desk number. If you are interested in becoming a peer support, you want to know more information, you would like peer support, anything that you have questions about for Promise Resource Network, please call Kim at the welcome desk. The number is 704-390-7709. It's on there. I just put it on the screen so you can see it. And while I have your attention, because I think this is kind of really super awesomer than anything ever, is the warm line. So if you are wanting a listening ear, you just have some stuff that's on your chest, on your mind, in your life that you want to share. Maybe you just want to be witnessed and be heard. Maybe you just need a reflection, or you just want someone to listen to you, because let's be honest, half the time people don't really listen to half the shit we say, but like for real, they do here at the warm line. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Please call it. Share this number. It's legit like life support style. The number is 833-390-7728. So use this number, share this number. Who needs 911 when you have the warm line? Unless it's a medical emergency. And then, like, for real though, then you would want to call the 911, because don't call the warm line and be like, I'm bleeding, because they're gonna be like, don't call me, call the 911. So anyway, I'm really glad y'all are here and joining us. Hello. My mom is here from Indiana. Hey, I'm happy you're here. As y'all hop on, if you want to say hey, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please type it in, and I'm going to be bouncing between everyone that's here in the For Real Life 3D, and then when you're in the virtual realm, I'll be tapping back in. So thanks for being here. Can we all just take a breath together? Okay. Can we do one where we like make a big like audible sound like on the exhale? So like just breathe in however that looks. And like make an audible exhale. One more breath in. Different funny sound out. Okay. Okay, now we're here. Okay, now we're here. Okay, now we're here. So this is Body, Mind, Spirit. So basically, if you have any of those three, then this is for you. And luckily, if you're here on this earth plane, you actually have all three. So I'd like to talk about the things that bring those three aspects of that individual in alignment and in harmony, so that we can all walk together in harmony together. It just makes more sense and more fun for me. So I would like a quick check-in. One word, maybe two. How is your body? Will you start? I'm just going to go around. How's your body? Fabulous. How's your body? Stressed. How's your body? Anxious. How's your body? Tired? Tense. How's your body? Tired. How's your body? Fatigued? My body feels actually like a little bit heavy right now. Like not bad heavy, but it just feels like gravity is doing its job right now. I feel it. Okay, so check in with your mind. No judgment, just check in with it. How's your mind? Present. How's your mind? Present. How's your mind? Present. How's your mind? Tired? Scattered? Gosh, you're like speaking my mind yesterday, all over the place. Thank you for that. How's your mind? You got some fear going on? Thank you for speaking to that. How's your mind? Anxious. We've got some sleepy, sleepy and yucky for the bodies and a frazzled mind. You're not the only one. My mind is feeling a little bit like ping pong. You know, like I'm here now, everything is good, and then it's like ping ponging out to these other realities, these futures that I don't know yet. And then it's like ping pong, I'm here, ping pong, no I'm not. So I've got ping pong mind. So for a moment, just check in with your spirit. And that could feel like your emotions, or it could feel like your heart. It's whatever resonates for you. So just checking in with your spirit. How's it feeling? Mm-hmm. Which can also be your emotions. Like, I feel like they can express themselves very similarly.
Curious.
Ooh, curious. How's your spirit feeling? Uh-huh.
I'm trying to feel better, make things, good things happen in my life, get things done. And things change, and I get frustrated, but I don't give up.
So feeling frustrated and tenacious.
Sounds like a good combination.
I like that. I like that. Thank you. Yay. How's your spirit? Depressed. How's your spirit?
I want to use the word, but it doesn't sound right.
That's okay. Ah, yes, abused. Thank you for speaking to that. How's your spirit? Yeah. It's not bad. It's real. It's real. How's your spirit?
It's full and it's calming.
Ooh, full and calming. Thank you for that one.
Free.
And we've got a whirling spirit. It's like a whirling dervish, but not. A whirling spirit. My spirit feels present. My spirit feels anchored right now. I feel very anchored with my spirit. Like I feel like it's here with me. So something that I kind of want to start talking about and kind of going into, and we can take this wherever we want because I don't have anything like planned. But something that's been coming up is how much healing is possible. So I define healing, first of all, I don't define it like the Webster's does. I define healing as facilitating a positive change in self and or others. Facilitating a positive change in self and or others. That's healing, right? And what is positive? It just means that the frequency, the vibration just increases, right? It's just a little bit better. And just that little bit better, whatever that little bit better is, and that little bit better could mean that you just take a deeper breath. That little bit better could be that you just got out of the future or the past and you just became more present. That could be your little bit better. Your little bit better could be reaching for the bottle of water and not the bottle of beer. Or coffee. The little bit better is healing. So if I can be a little bit healing and a little bit healing, the next thing you know, at one point in my life, I'm going to be so far healed that the person that I was or am now is going to be a distant memory and something that I'll look back on with gratitude. Like, oh my God, look where I was. I remember when my spirit was abused and I was frazzled and whirling and confused and angry. I remember those days when I was all those things at once. And not to expect that I need to be completely healed before I can, right? I think that that's a belief that we have in our system is that, well, once I am healed, then I will be happy. Then I will be in the relationship. Then I will get the job. Then I. And I think that that's just bullshit. I think that is complete bullshit. That we don't have to be a certain way before we can. So for this moment, take a breath, however that looks and feels to you, and feel into your body, mind, and spirit, and look how far you've come. Look how much healing you have experienced or offered to someone else. Whether it's just because you wore pretty colors that lit someone else's day up. Maybe you showed up and you held the door for someone, or you were your authentic self. How healing that is for someone else. So look at all that you have done and grown through in this now moment compared to any previous moment that you've ever lived in. Look at how far you've come because you're here right now, wherever that now is, because you've been worse. You felt worse. You've had less. You have been less. You've been hurting more than you have in this now moment. And you've survived and healed to this point. So acknowledge how far you and me have all come in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. Right? And I get to remind myself of this shit because the world is nuts right now. Like the world is so Bunkerville right now that if I focus on all of the things that aren't the way I need or want them to be, my body gets heavier and I get sick. My mind doesn't stay with me and my spirit collapses. And I lose who I am. Hey, Cam, thank you for that reflection. So I want to keep bringing this back to this me place, this my body, my mind, my spirit. Because the stuff outside of me is going to continue to go on. There's still going to be fear programs running its course so that we can heal and move through it. There's still going to be oppression until we move through it, right? So I'm not going to hide from it. Rather, I get to be the most aligned, healthy body, mind, spirit that I can be so that I can heal, right? So how y'all feeling? What's coming up? Anything. You need what? A companion? You need one or you would like one? You want a companion for what? Ah, you've healed enough to love. That's a beautiful awareness. Then I was talking with someone recently about this because they too are like looking for this companionship, like a divine partnership. And I'm like, so I got into conversation with this person. And what do? Before they go to bed, they're on their phone, they check the things, right? They put the phone down, they go into their meditation, they get settled, and then they go back on the phone real quick and check a thing, and then they go to bed, right? And so I said, was that the type of partner you would want? A partner that would be so into you and then be like, I'm gonna go distract myself over here. Okay, now I'm ready to go to sleep now, right? And I share that because all the ways that we treat ourselves is going to be the way our partners will treat us in this now moment, right? So if I'm ready to love and be loved, then to me, that's the universe saying, Jane, you're ready to love yourself more and to share it more with the world, right? And I don't necessarily need a one person to have that experience with, but I'm also trusting that the more I'm loving me, but for real though, and loving every other living being for real though, then that person that's a match to that frequency that I am is literally going to attract me like a magnet, right? But if I'm like, you know, oh my God, I love myself. I meditate, I go for walks, I sing and I dance, and I eat honey buns all day. I eat nothing but honey buns all day long. So that means that the person that I'm going to attract is either not going to be loving their physical form as much, or they're not going to love my physical form as much. Right? They might be happy and all spiritual and stuff, but they may turn around and do physical harm in some fashion, whatever that looks like. Right? Yeah, it's quantum physics, you know, right? So if we tell the universe, hey, I really want a partner right now, be aware that you're going to get a partner that's a direct reflection of you, because our partners are reflections of where we need to heal. And we're always healing. Like, we're always facilitating a positive change. We're always in healing because we are the expanding universe within us. Like, the universe is expanding. So am I. We all are. Like, we don't want to stop that. So that's what partners are going to do.
Well, never mind that.
Right? Right?
Never mind.
But Pam, I really like what you said. I really like what you talked about when you heal within and you start loving you. You love yourself so much because you're picking up those broken pieces of you and you're putting it back together. Like, you really are putting you back together, like gold.
Yes.
And then when you sit in that and resonate in that, and then you will attract what you put out.
Yes.
And it's powerful. And it's just important to do the shadow work.
Yeah. Always have to do the shadow work.
That all of us have to do.
Yeah.
And it starts with that person you look at every day.
Yeah.
In that mirror every day. That's where your healing starts, right there. Because you spend so much time with that person.
Mm-hmm.
You spend all your time with you.
Yeah, you spend your entire lifetime with you. You can't get rid of you.
No, you can't get rid of you.
You can try to drug you and drown you and hide you away, but you are still with you. Now you're just hurting.
You know, Jen, I've been on a different journey for about almost 2 years. And what's involved, first of all, I had to get all of the dark, as well as food or liquor or whatever, out of me before that I could be conscious enough to understand a spirit greater than myself that could facilitate change in me. But also on that journey, I've had to make the very painful journey of looking at myself and what needed change. And that has been, and for me, I go forward, and then I do something like get mad at somebody. And so I slide back, and I have to look at why I did that, and what it was about me, not about them, that caused me to have that behavior. And so, like you said about it's going to take a lifetime, and it'll only be best when I'm dead. Is that I think it is a constant, every day, whatever your situation is, and trying to change for the better. And in order to do something about doing the yard work or the home work, shadow work, and that's the shadow work, is being able to look at it, because you can't change anything, and I can't change myself, to tell you the truth. I need something greater than me, a spirit greater than me, that can help me make that change, because I'm a sinning human being, or I'm a fallible human being, and I can't do it on my own. Which I have, or you could be my shadow. You could look at me and say, Robin, that was selfish. Or, yeah, but I can't look at myself and see those things unless I have help. I think you said something about help. This is a journey that I've tried to take alone, and with that journey taking alone, I only get further and further into what I would call myself, my selfishness, my self-centeredness. And so that's what, and I really appreciate you talking about the journey, because it is something that if we want to change, it's the only way to do it. And who doesn't want to change from being unhappy or whatever your situation might be a little bit every time? Some people, have an awakening and they're changed, but mine is very gradual and sometimes very painful, but it's okay.
Yes.
Because I've been through it, and I have such love for people around me, that help me through it. And every step I take, I'm going to feel a little better. I felt really rotten 2 years ago, when I started, you hate yourself. But every little step you take along that journey helps you to love yourself. I guess is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. The journey of healing, I think, is the journey of self-love.
yeah.
And because love is infinite,
Right.
like we're never gonna love ourselves completely, because there's always more to love. There's always more to shift and to change and to heal from. You were going to say something a few moments ago. Do you remember what it was, and would you like to share? Okay. If you do, if you think about it. Just say, "Hey, Jane," but you have to say it like that. I mean, you don't really, but it would be really fun if you did, "Hey, Jane." You know, thinking about healing, right? I think part of the healing is identifying the parts that we want to change, right? If I want to heal my body, I'm going to need to put the honey buns down, right? I'm going to need to be like, okay, fruits and veggies, you still have light in you. Let me eat life so that my life will thrive, right? So I think it's that identifying without the judgment, just it's like identifying those are cicadas. That's a tree. That's a part that I need healing, right? So anyway, so identifying these parts of ourselves that need to be healed or that we're ready to heal, we're ready to shift and move through, and acknowledging where it comes from. Because it always comes from two different places. It always comes from you, because you're the one that needs to be healed, right? It's you that needs to be healed. Well, where did that broken part come from, right? Where did that come from? It did not come from you. It never did. It came from a system of oppression all the time that was fed to you by your parents, by the church, by the school, by the government. Every time. 100%. You didn't do it. You did not cause your original trauma. A power system of oppression did it. The system, that system of oppression, part of that system of oppression is you look this way so you don't receive these benefits of being a human, right? You are born a sinner. That is a system of oppression. That belief system of you are born a sinner.
I have a real problem with that.
Right. It is a system of oppression that we're conditioned with. And these conditions are programs that are in our neural pathways in our mind that says, I am flawed, I am broken, I'm not well.
Off gate, Jane. Like
Out of the gate.
When you born.
Yeah.
And you have to process that already. You're
Yeah.
already starting, you're already broken, and you're already trying to put some pieces, trying to heal.
Yeah.
And it's so
All this stuff from childhood.
Yeah.
And whoever you say you are, your
Uh-huh.
family, relationship,
It's all of that.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It really is a struggle trying to process and wrap your mind around what you just said, but we are dealing with the system
Yeah.
of trauma.
Yes.
That system has embedded trauma on our lives, period.
Yes.
And we're like you said, we're forever changing and expanding, but we're always trying to heal from it.
Yes.
When you turn on the news to watch TV, we're trying to heal because we're like, oh gosh, it's always something negative. I gotta cut this off, really.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's always something.
Always.
Yeah.
I said, let me find some good. You might find a little bit
Hey,
of good
Roberta.
over here. But it's majority.
You go to the supermarket and you look at the
Oh, those magazines?
yeah, it's all negative, scandal, horrible, negative. I'm like, I want to see something positive and cheerful and uplifting, even a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's the trend.
It is.
All this negativity and watch people. You see people still having a hard time and bad things are happening. Like I don't get off on that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And then it's like, so we know that there's all this like negative stuff, it's continually being fed to us. So here's the thing about traumas and this programming of these original oppressing started wounds, is that we have two different ways to handle it, right? Well, three different ways to handle it. We can numb ourselves. I don't know anything. I will just follow along. I will do whatever you want. I'll sing your stupid friggin' song, right? Like that's what we do. That's one option. Option two is we're like, no, I am stronger than this. I deserve human rights. I deserve to be well, feel well, and love with all my might, and I don't give a damn. And I'm moving through it, and it's going to suck, and I'm stronger than that. Boom. And then you have the other kind of expression, which is I can't handle all this hurt, so I'm going to now hurt others because that's the only way I can feel relief. Now that way, the hurting others can go to hurting yourself or hurting someone outside of you. So everyone that's ever hurt us, ever, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual hurt, even if it is a business, a church, a community, a parent, a child, they're doing it because they were hurt and conditioned those fear programs. You're not enough. You're already broken. You can't do anything unless you ask me for help. You can't own land because look at you. But if you work hard enough, if you go into this system, if you plug into this system, then you can have land that I stole from your brothers and sisters. Right? So it's having the awareness to identify. I feel like that's like the first step of healing. Right? And not to be like judging, be like, that's just wrong, because you can, and you can just stay there forever, right? Pointing at these like wrong systems. Well, then what are you doing? You're just becoming this like, I'm a robot and I'm just going to talk about what is wrong. I'm not going to do anything, right? Or we can say, I'm going to be different. I'm going to unplug from that system and I'm going to heal myself. And healing is possible. Miraculous healing is possible because we're all energy in the first place.
So what advice would you give someone if they was like, I want to heal, what's the first thing you think I should do? And I know it gets a difficult thing because there's really no answer for that. You have to find it, kind of. But some people need the ropes. Where do I begin?
I always ask someone if they're ready. Right? Someone says, I'm ready. I'm ready to heal. Are you really? Are you really ready to heal? It's kind of like if I want to learn how to swim, but I don't want to get in the water, then I'm not ready to learn how to swim. Right? And the first thing you're going to have to do when you learn how to swim, you got to learn how to breathe. Right? Because you can't breathe while you're underwater, but you got to learn how to breathe and not breathe. And you got to not control, but you got to be mindful of that breath. Otherwise you're going to drown. Right? So first step in like how to heal, breathe. Because breathe is inspiration. What is inspiration? It's another word. It's an elongated word that's derived from the word spirit. It's to inspire. It's to breathe in. It's to expand. It's to connect with the part of you that is the breath of life. So to me, step one, after you decide you're ready, is to remember that you are spirit, whatever that word is to you. I mean, you could just be like, I'm energy that's moving. I'm the element of air, like whatever that word is. But this breath of life that I am breathing, I am worthy of breathing it just like my ancestors did and just like the future generations can. You know? So breathe on that one. Just take a couple like conscious breaths right now. Whatever that looks like. Maybe they're deep and expansive, far and wide. Maybe they're an exalted exhalation. Maybe they're just a little bit broader and your shoulders drop when you exhale. Maybe your exhales, you feel like you're surrendering. This breath has always been with you.
You say that, right? And it's like, wow, you never really think about it.
Right.
Because
you're so busy.
There's too much shit going on. Turn the TV off, put your phone down.
Yes.
But one thing one thing that came to mind, one word that came to mind when you talked about healing. When Curtis asked, where do you start? Along my journey, transparency, I had to be very vulnerable and I had to expose.
That's a tough one, being vulnerable and exposing all those things. How'd that work out for you? How was that?
Because I realized that I was walking around like a robot, trying to be numb, holding stuff. And I had to have that mindset, like, no, I'm not. But I had to be transparent with myself. I had to be real about it. Be clear about what I was dealing with, what I'm struggling with, identifying what those triggers are. That triggers my mind to make me feel less than, to make me feel like I can't do certain things, Because, wow. So transparency was one step I had to really take. I had to really be open and honest.
So what I'm hearing, and I agree, is that we have to go deep inside ourselves.
We get to, yeah.
Yeah, in order to figure out what needs healing to start.
Yeah. Because, they say, the answer is within, because it is. We've just been taught that the who we are is bad, it's flawed, you can't trust it. You go to your doctor because they know more than you do about your body. So we've been conditioned to not trust or even go to that inward me, right? So it's kind of like saying, I don't care what I've been told, I am brave enough to look inward. I'm brave enough to stay with me. I'm brave enough and just be my own witness. I'm going to witness this pain. I'm going to witness this joy. I'm going to witness the confusion. I'm just going to witness it, because oftentimes we don't even have a witness. And you said something about transparency, when I was going through like some of my really big shifts in my healing, my healing journey, I go through times where I'm like, I'm just ever healing. Yeah. And then it's like, all of a sudden, like everything just breaks and crumbles. And I'm like, oh God, because you can't put it back together. What you can do is put it back together in a new way, right? And you create the mosaic that is your life. This new tapestry.
It feels so good though. It feels empowering when you do put that.
It does. It is super empowering.
It gives you earn this. It's like you almost develop this kind of power you never knew you really had.
Yeah, we become that superhero because we're more of us. We're more whole. It's funny how we have to break to become whole, because when we break, it's like all the crap that was in that old vessel literally just falls out, and then we're just putting the vessel back together, filled with the beautiful space of the infinite.
I feel like you're describing depression for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything breaks. I mean, depression, sometimes you do need drugs, but then you have to work on it yourself. And so everything breaks down when you're depressed and you don't know what to do. And so if you can get through it and come out of it looking at things in a different manner, you might actually solve some of the depression.
Yeah, exactly. Because it just takes a different way to look at it. Because like if I'm in the muck, if I'm covering my eyes with mud, no matter how much I look, I can't see anything. I just see mud. However, if I just keep blinking, right? And if I blink enough, eventually the mud's going to come off of my eyes. And then I'm going to see everything, and I might be like, oh God, it's so bright. Put that mud back on. I see myself, And it's interesting too, because have y'all ever had the experience where you broke, right? Something changed. You went through a healing process and everything around you changed. Your relationship shifted. All of a sudden you got fired. All of a sudden your home situation changes. Your whole friend network is like, peace out, we hate you, or all of a sudden you get this like opportunity to go fly across the world and you're like, what is happening? It's right. It's because you are different. So that all that was a match, right? We talked about matching relationships. So all that was a match with you doesn't match anymore. You took your puzzle piece, it broke, and when you put it together, the part that was sticking out here and that was indented here, now it's just different. You might be a more angled puzzle piece. You may be a corner puzzle piece. You may have nothing but the holes or nothing but the arms out. Y'all know what I'm talking about on puzzle pieces. So all the old pieces that were attached to you literally don't fit. And that can be anything from your car. I've had cars break down when I've gone through my big healings. Literally, I've had cars break down. I've had people that lived with me, all of a sudden they're like, I'm out. I've had home life where I was like, I'm going through a healing process, and all of a sudden it's like infiltrated and infested with all types of bugs y'all can't even imagine. Until I got out of there and I'm like, okay, now I'm back in a frequency that matches me. So remember that when you are doing your healing, as difficult and painful as that can and may be, when we look outside, it can be depending on how we perceive it. Oh my God, that's awful. No, nobody likes me. Everyone's leaving me. Or we can look at it like, oh my God, they're all moving out because I'm getting ready to connect with and collect my new army of support.
That right there is empowering.
Yes.
We always beat ourselves up with bad stuff like that happens.
Yes.
Leave us, relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't think about that flip. Like, that's good. Like,
It is so good.
shoot, like,
Yes.
Right.
And then, yes.
Don't bother me.
Right, go. And then what do we do? Also, it's like, okay, so I've gone through this healing, right? And then like these relationships changed. I got fired and I'm getting kicked out of my home. right? Like these could be like really bad things, right? And then it's like, or I'm getting ready to get a better living environment, a higher paying job, and whatever else, right? A new friend network. Or I can go, oh my God, I need to hurt myself again so that they don't leave me. Right? And that's what we'll do. We'll do that. We'll bring ourselves back down. We'll take up all those pieces and we will spend so much time and energy putting it back exactly the way it was, even though it literally doesn't fit and it looks like this, like you took like 15 different dolls and like put them all together and it's like creepy. Yes. Like super creeper. Yeah. As opposed to just being like, let me just put back what fits. So that's when we relapse, right? We'll relapse into unhealthy behaviors, like whatever that looks like, you know? So acknowledging this, that this is the human journey. You're never done. We're never done healing. We go through ebbs and flows, right? We are nature. We are life itself. So we're going to go through movements where it's like, we're moving forward. I'm healing. I'm growing. I'm expanding. This is good. And then all of a sudden it's like, pull back. Oh God. And sometimes that pullback feels like a relief. Like, oh good, I'm not, now I can just take a breather. Or sometimes we feel like we're getting sucked back, right? Oh, I fell back. Depends on how you perceive it.
And I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because this makes me think about, you ever seen this triangle? Thought, feeling, and behavior triangle? It's like everything starts here in our brain. Mm-hmm. And then whatever we feel it, but our behavior will reflect it. You know what I mean? And I learned this, I saw this in school, and it's particularly because, man, the power of the mind.
Will you write a word in there for me? In the middle? Integrity.
I-N-T-E-G.
I-N-T. I think it's I-G-R-I-T-Y.
I-N-T-E-G-R-I-T-Y.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So when your thoughts, words, and actions, right? When those three things are in alignment, right? That is your integrity. And what do you want to have it in alignment with, right? Love.
Patience, tolerance.
Yeah. You know, love, acceptance, compassion, grace, ease, joy, abundance, pleasure, like you name it. That put whatever that is. Ooh, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm excited. Okay, so just take a breath. Let it go. Just acknowledge and recognize where your body's feeling, where your mind is, where your emotions and your spirit is. Just recognize all that. And you're going to imagine in your mind's eye, beautiful and wide open, infinite potentials here. That everything in your life can be in harmony. It can be in ease and grace and joy and liberation, not just for you, but for all. There's going to be one thing that sticks out more. One word, one feeling. Maybe it's love, compassion, ease, whatever this word is. Grab onto that word. It's going to lift your heart up when it lands. It's going to be like, yeah, that's the word. That's going to be my focus. That's what's going to hold me together. It's going to be my touchstone, my go-to, my center point. Let that word anchor in to your cells, into your mind, into your emotional and spiritual bodies. Take another breath in. Let it go and trust that it is so, because it's your life. And I would like to go around if anyone would like to share their word, because it's always inspiring when we share these things. Would you start?
Peace.
Peace. Robin?
Helping others.
Service. No word yet? Don't want to share? It's all good? Skip. Okay. Tranquility. Hope. The word, when you anchor into your body, mind, and spirit, a word that will anchor those three together so that your life would be almost like reflective of that word. Thinking about it still? Okay. Love. That's mine too. Thank you for sharing that. And if you don't have a word right now, or you don't want to share your word, that's all good. I do invite you and encourage you to sit with the way you want to be and experience and see and share in this world. Purpose.
And the reason I say love James because I love everybody, no matter if you're black, yellow, white, or whatever, because we all God's children. And according to God, we all can folks.
Exactly. We're all connected.
The blood relatives, but you got your
Faith.
spiritual relatives, your church relatives. That means something else.
Mm-mm.
Your relatives that you grew up with in middle school, high school, and elementary.
Yeah,
No,
the human relatives.
Yeah.
And then someone said faith. That was their word, faith. But taking this word, whatever it is, and if you don't have one and you're like, I don't really have one right now, you can just pick one that's temporary. And also remind yourself that it can always change. Today's integrity for me may be joy. Today's integrity for me may be joy. So that all that I'm going to think, right, I'm going to let joy surround those thoughts. So even when I see things of like war, I'm going to create a thought of joy around it, which is this is going to lead to peace. I know that this war is going to lead to peace, and I know it will. Then I'm going to start to feel more joyful. And then my behavior and actions through the world are going to be more joyful. I am now healing, and now I am facilitating a positive change in others. Because I am in joy, or I am in love, or in tranquility, or peace, or faith, or service, purpose, whatever that is. Compassion. That's a beautiful word for that core of integrity.
Compassion is so prevalent here on us.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
You know, I'm glad you shared that, Alan, that compassion is prevalent with us, because it is. It is. This, I was thinking about compassion recently, and it's like, I don't want to say you have to go through something to have compassion, but if you're just like a robot in the world, you're numbed out to reality. The reality is that there is joy and that there is suffering. And so when we can have the experience of a human, right, the good and the bad, not just the numb part, and then when we see another human, we have empathy for them. The empathy expresses itself in the heart as compassion. And that's why I love PRN, because it's all peer support. Like, we've all been here. Like, none of us here are righteous people. They're like, I'm just going to tell you what to do. We're all like, oh God, I've been there and it sucked. And many of us are still going through it, So yes, compassion heals the world. To be able to look at someone and say, you know what, you do you, boo. You be on your journey. You put this mask on, you don't put this mask on. You do this vaccine, you don't do this vaccine. You do you. And I'm going to have compassion for what you do and what you don't do, because I'm going to trust that you're in your process. Just as I'm going to trust that I'm in mine. And I'm not going to mandate that you do anything or show up anywhere. I'm not going to put you somewhere to punish you for not abiding by what I think is the right thing. And that space of compassion offers grace to humanity, to ourselves and others. And then we are healing all the time. Healing is more than possible. It just is the natural cycle of life. If you look around at these trees, you can see, well, maybe not this one, but those trees, you can see where they've had entire limbs cut off. Entire limbs have been cut off. Could you imagine? Doink. And they still grow. They still give us shade. They still give us oxygen. They still hold space for all the animals to live and be well in. They still offer food, right? They're always healing. They're always growing. They're always evolving. And that's us. That is us. And it doesn't say that when I'm hurting that I'm not healing. The healing is in the hurting. Without the hurt, you can't heal. Without the heal, I can't expand. Without the expansion, I can't be of service.
Yes.
Exactly. Without the hurt, you cannot heal. You cannot heal without the hurt.
That was amazing. Just that whole train that you just
Yeah.
went on?
It flowed. No, I couldn't even tell you because it's just channeling out.
It was wonderful.
Thanks. I'm good right now. Thank you. Would you like one?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you. So we have a few minutes left. So I would like to offer 3 different techniques in a very now experiential way to help to heal the body, the mind, and the spirit. And you don't have to participate ever in anything. And I would really encourage it because I don't want to do it alone because y'all know I'm going to do it. Okay. So again, you don't have to. And and if you're on here, I don't care where you are. I highly encourage you to do this. And if you're in an office, then I dare you to do it. If you're driving, please don't do it. Please don't even type if you're driving. Anyway. Are y'all ready to play this? It's an experience. Be open and in trust that whatever it is that you're doing, and I'll put this out there. If you don't want to do it because it's not in alignment, then please don't do it. Honor you. That being said, ask yourself, why am I not doing it? Am I afraid of being judged? Then you are literally going to be feeding the program that said that you need to be afraid, and it's not you you're listening to something outside of yourself. So I'm just going to put that in the reflection. You still do you, right? So I'm just going to put that out there. Y'all ready? Okay. Body healing number 1. Will everyone stand up with me if it's in your capacity? And y'all are going to look real silly. Just saying. Promise. You're going to look silly. So you're going to get soft in the knees and you're just going to bounce just a little bit. And you're going to feel your shoulders kind of getting like, oh God, this is such an angle. Oh God, I just need to look away from the screen. Okay. So you can feel your shoulders kind of like bouncing up and down. So make a sound and just kind of hear your voice. In fact, you can say your name if you want. I'm Jane. And you can even say a word that's in your heart. Maybe it was tranquility, love, peace. Maybe it is that you're laughing. Get a little louder and then we're going to stop. Shake it out. And then pause. Just feel your body. Feel what your alive body feels like. Feel the vibration. Feel the electricity. Feel maybe you're sweating a little bit. Maybe you feel the cool air on you. You feel your lungs pumping, your heart pumping. You feel tingly. This is what you feel like. Take a breath in. Just let it go. Now, if you want to sit, you may make yourself comfy. So that was the body. Right? So we're going to go into the mind. This ever malleable mind. This mind that is ever changing. Nothing in our mind is static. It is full of electricity. So if you can, in your mind's eye, perhaps you see what looks like tree branches from the very center of your brain coming out from your pineal gland, your third eye. Imagine you see a little light in the very center of your brain, behind the middle of your eyebrows. Go into this middle of your brain. You see a light shining. And from that shining light, you see what looks like dendrites, dendritic lines and branches and energy moving out, shining like new light. These are neural pathways. The old ones can close down. The old thoughts that have not served you, start to identify them. They may look a little staticky. They may be a different color. You might be able to read those thoughts that maybe say, I'm not good enough. I've always been broken. I am unworthy. I am afraid. I deserve to be judged. I'm not enough. Just acknowledge those neural pathways because that's all they are. Now, while you have this bright light shining from the very center of your brain, create new neural pathways, create a new truth, a new wording system. Maybe it is, I am worthy. I deserve to be well. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be here. I am worthy of being here. I am meant to be here. I am healing. I am already healed. I am in discovery. I am in curiosity. I'm in a new now. Everything is new. Let these knowings of neural pathways start to get brighter. Furrow them in. They are real. They are truth. They are activated. Let those become you as you take a breath in and just let it go. And now place a hand on your heart. Move into the spirit of you. Feel this heart beating under your chest. Feel the love that you have in you. How much love you have. You have more love than you even know what to do with. Not everyone will ever know it. Not many will ever feel it. You are just starting to tap into the infinite love that you are. Feel that beating heart expand and pump out the blood, this life force, this energy through every part of your body, down your arms and legs, fingertips and toes, shooting out the top of your head and all the way down through your spine into this earth, anchoring deep into this mothership we call Gaia. It's Pachamama. Feel the love of always being held, always being supported, always being seen and heard and felt with every breath and step you've ever taken. You are worthy. You are healing. In every breath you take, you are facilitating a positive change in the entire planet because this world needs you. You are meant to be here. Let this feeling of love expand beyond your flesh and bones, surrounding you like an energetic blanket of light. Let it surround you like the sun shining upon you in all directions. Let it expand so big, so far, so wide, it starts to touch the neighbors around you, in the circle and beyond. People that you love, people that you don't love, people that love you, people that don't love you, people that don't even know you are in existence. Let this light that you are expand all the way out to them, all around this earth plane, and trust that they're in their own healing timeline, just like you are too. Cultivating a peace, some compassion and gratitude. Feeling the weight of your body on this earth. Take another big breath in. And just sigh it out. And just be with you for a moment. We're just going to take 1 minute just to be in silence together in your experience. And coming back to this now moment with a recognition and an acknowledgement that everything is new. Everything is new. Everything is new. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
Wonderful. Very influenced.
Cleansed. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't feel as heavy as that.
Hmm.
I came here, I didn't realize how heavy I was until just trying to have general conversation and my brain couldn't connect with what I was, like, 'cause the thoughts are everywhere. But just doing this helped me ground myself and really just be present with where I'm at and what I'm doing and what I'm feeling. So,
Hmm.
Makes me feel like my day's going to
And so it is,
be
right?
uh-huh.
Because all that I think
Right.
is the reality that I live in. So if I even think that today is better, the rest of this day is going to be better. It's going to be easier. It's going to be new. Opportunities are coming to me left and right. Abundance is a birthright. I deserve it as much as anyone else. If I actually think that, I get more of those neural pathways created. And then all that I am is that. And those puzzle pieces that fit that reality come into my life. You know? How are y'all feeling? Feeling good?
All the little shit. Just trying to figure out, react to all that we covered in the past hour.
Yeah.
Trying to find myself there,
Hmm.
at the core.
I'm so glad you said that. Thank you for sharing that because I want to put this reminder out there that we got Mama Jane feeling more calm. Yes. That you, and you and you and you, but you're the center of the universe. From your perspective, everything is outside of you. You literally are the centermost point of everything. You are the center of the universe. You really are. Everything that's happening around you is only through your centermost perspective, right? I'm the center of the universe. So are you. So are you. So, like, you are the center of the universe. And because in that central point, we know that we're in this. I could go in here for years and years and never fully discover all that I am, or have been, or would be. So when I keep seeking for the centermost point, I will never find it. I am the centermost point.
It's crawling up.
You gonna get it?
Yeah.
Thanks. Preach.
Little worm.
Bugs.
Bugs.
Life. It's a cycle. And I'm like, there's never any telling like what I find in my hair. I'm like, summertime, I'm like, bun side up. Anyway. So if we can end this circle with sharing your name out loud, if you're comfortable with this, and a word, because you've already healed, okay? We're just going to put this out there. You are already healed. You have everything you could ever imagine and more. You have so much that you can share it. It's flowing to you, through you. You're just like, woof, you're this channel, okay? What does that feel like? To know that everything is taken care of. You're so taken care of. Everything is good. Your body, your mind, your spirit, everything is like healed. So I would love for you to say your name and that word of what that feels like. Would you begin?
My name is Cedric Coit, and that word, the word that came to my mind is trust.
There you go.
Trust.
Yes, trust. Thank you for that, Cedric.
My name is Robin, and I think that all of my needs are met in this moment, in this day.
Yes. Thank you, Robin.
I'm struggling with this one.
You want us to come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also struggling, trying to determine what has been healed. There's so much healing that needs to be done, but also so much positive things, behaviors that need to be done for ourselves and for others.
Mm-hmm. So in your just imagination, right? It's this imagination place where anything is possible, everything is healed, everything's taken care of. What would that even feel like? So sit with that just for a moment and I'll come back to you.
Shop Jim Bamba.
Ooh, thank you for that one.
Talk to, and I want to give love to everybody, and also my gift of talent by me being a music guru and DJ, and also my bonus part is just love everybody that's in your heart, because I don't have hatred in my heart. Cause
So
if I had
love.
hatred in my heart, it'd be like telling that person to say leave me alone or whatever. I don't want to be bothered today, but that's not the case, because I love everybody, like I said before.
So your word is love.
Love.
I love it. Thank you for that. Kenny, back to you, Kenny.
Back to you. There was a feeling that worked, and that was joy.
Yes. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for bringing that one in. The universe likes it. Alan, what about you? What about you?
What are you asking?
What?
I don't know what else to say.
Okay. So you're in curiosity?
That sounds like a good word.
It feels good. Anything's possible. Being curious, that's a huge energy to put out there. I love that one. Curiosity. Without curiosity, we stagnate and die. I'm glad you said it. Yes. And then we got, let's see, got total happiness and joy. Yes. So I'm going to close this out and then I want to say, y'all, thank you all so much for being here. Keep taking care of yourselves and each other. Please reach out to anyone here at Promise Resource Network or the Warm Line. And I'll see you all in about 30 minutes to do something creative if you want to hang out and do something creative. I love you all so much and appreciate your all's presence in this earth plane and for doing the healing that you're doing, whatever that looks like and whatever timeline that's on. So keep taking care, y'all.